Right now at noon, we remain on verdict watch as jurors deliberate for a third day in the Scot Peterson trial. They will determine the fate of the former school resource deputy.
He's accused of taking cover, not action, on the day of the Parkland school shooting. Live 10 News reporter Joseph Ojo joins us live from the courthouse in Fort Lauderdale with the latest on these deliberations.
So no decision just yet. Deliberations did begin just after 9 a.m. this morning, and the jury at this time is reviewing some of that key evidence that they did request, looking at some of those 6 hours of surveillance video of that tragic day back in 2018. So now we are just waiting to see if Scot Peterson will be found guilty or not guilty.
We, the jury,
Day 3 of deliberations continuing Wednesday in the trial of a former school resource officer. On Tuesday, that jury with several questions in court as they decide the fate of Scot Peterson.
Jury would like to request the disk password to review state's evidence.
The judge granting a request by the jury to access a password-protected hard drive that contains key evidence, 6 hours of surveillance video images from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High on the day of the massacre in 2018. Prosecutors accused Peterson, the sole armed school resource deputy on duty that day, for failing to confront the shooter. The defense maintains Peterson didn't know where the shots were coming from. The 6-member jury also asking to see the poster-sized visual aids used by both the state and defense during the trial. But the blow-ups were unavailable to the jury, so the judge explained that jurors will still have access to the evidence referenced on those visual aids.
It appears that the jurors are still struggling with the issue of culpable negligence and reasonable efforts made by Scot Peterson to protect the victims.
The jury is also weighing the prosecutor's rare approach of defining that ex-school resource officer as a caregiver, which is why he's charged with 7 counts of child neglect.
And if convicted of all those counts, Scot Peterson does face up to 95 years in prison. We will keep you updated on what happens in court. We're here in Fort Lauderdale. I'm Joseph Ojo, Local 10 News.